Hello everyone, welcome to the winter solstice special reading. So this is the December 21st winter solstice. It will be the summer solstice if you're in the southern hemisphere of the world. But in the northern hemisphere here, which I think the majority of my subscribers are, we are celebrating the winter solstice. Regardless of where you are, this is also representing such a pivotal moment in Earth's ascension and Earth's growth and Earth's shift. And we are experiencing something that hasn't happened in 800 years. So it's an incredible, incredible time to be alive, to have incarnated, to have chosen to incarnate at this time. And so I wanted to do a special reading to really celebrate these energies. And the energy, the primary energy, it's this very primordial energy of freedom that's coming through. And I see that you might be in one of either two groups. So you might either be in the group that is transmuting right now still, and that could be some heavy stuff. Or if you're in the group that I'm in, you are just holding space. So you're simply in a place of peace. The work has been done, and there's no comparison, guys. It's not good or bad. It's not, nobody is above anybody else. This is just what I'm seeing. I have friends that are still heavily transmuting, and I'm finding that I'm holding space for those divine feminines who are still going through, going down the rabbit hole of transmuting and healing. And so if you're able to hold space, please do so. Know your boundaries, have those healthy boundaries in place, but also understand that you are doing a significant role by holding space for those who are still struggling. And for those who are still struggling, just know that the end is in sight. And even if it doesn't feel like it, even if you can't sense it, you can't feel it on any level, doesn't mean it's not happening. And I think that's such an important part of having faith in this process. So I'm going to be using one of the more challenging tarot decks. It's one of my newest decks. It's also really beautiful, but it is challenging because, first of all, look at all the cards in the deck. And second of all, the meanings are all different from the traditional deck. So, so we're going to be diving into the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. I'm going to be using the Elemental Oracle. I've kind of taken a few days off from that, so I'll be using that again. And then I also have the Queen of the Moon Oracle, and I thought I grabbed the Moonology deck. Oh, it's over here. Yeah, that's right. I knew I grabbed. Like, where's my other decks? I'm going to be using the Wisdom of the Oracle, which I haven't used this for a long time. The Moonology deck, and I may delve into the Divine Animals Oracle and the Keepers of the Light, just to see who's protecting us and guiding us on this journey. So I'm going to leave all of those out, and I'm actually being called to start with the Wisdom of the Oracle. So let's go ahead, and as I start to shuffle these cards, I'm going to invite in Archangel Michael, as always, to create a loving sphere of guidance and protection around this room, this reading, everyone watching, myself as well. And I do ask that I be a pure vessel of divine truth, divine light, divine compassion, divine guidance, divine love, and divine connection. Anything else, Spirit? Divine direction. Okay, and divine direction. And I ask that my highest self be present for this reading, that my ego take a sidestep, a little sachet out of the picture, and I ask that I deliver these messages in a manner that's going to bring everyone to their highest timeline. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, wow. Okay, that one just wanted to pop out. So this is a deck that it was one of my first decks, and so I kind of got tired of it. It's like I felt like I just saw the same cards all the time. So I kind of set it aside, and I saw it today, and it just felt connected to this reading. It felt like a deck that wanted to be open, that had some messages for the collective. And so I feel like, again, remember how I just said that there are two sets of twins right now. So I feel there are those who, it's like we're between worlds. Some people still feel like they're stuck in the dark and they're doing that heavy transmuting and heavy healing. And then there's another group here that has stepped into the light, that has completed their healing. At least this level, this cycle of their healing has come to a completion. And we saw the completion card in the reading I did earlier today. So it's very interesting that I'm really feeling that for this group of twins. So these are the twins that are holding space for those that are still transmuting. And then some of you may feel, there may be a smaller group of you who actually do feel as though you are sort of in the middle here. Like you've got one foot in this energy of transmuting, and you've got one foot in this future that hasn't yet come to fruition. There's so many things, guys. We're on the precipice of this major enlightenment period for the world. It's like, you think of the revolution, right? The Industrial Revolution. We think of all these eras that we had in Earth's humanity, the Renaissance. And I'm thinking more of the Renaissance because I believe we were in the Age of Aquarius when we entered the Renaissance. I believe I did see that somewhere. If anyone can correct me and let me know if that's the case, let me know. I don't know where you would find that information, but I do recall reading that over the past week. So if that's the case, then imagine the creativity that can be born out of this energy, out of all of this transmuting that we've done, the healing, the dark nights of the soul, finding that inner union of your masculine and feminine. So just imagine for a moment the growth that can happen, the shifts that can happen as we go into this Age of Aquarius on this winter solstice. And we have this meetup that it's the Star of Bethlehem is meeting up with Jupiter and Saturn, I believe to be true. And that's what hasn't happened in 800 years. So, and then this Jupiter and Saturn meeting up, just that by itself hasn't happened in a very long time. And so this energy feels new. It feels fresh. It feels inviting. It feels like freedom. I'll just keep going back to that word. It feels like freedom. And this energy of mending and healing. There's those of us who have settled and are in this energy where our nervous systems are resting. We're out of the fight and flight. Like those of you who still transmuting, they're going to likely feel like you're in that fight or flight, might be experiencing those symptoms of major fatigue. And then those of you who have completed this cycle of healing and transmuting are going to be feeling like now you're just relaxing and resting for the rest of the year. So many of you, if you're able to, will be taking a significant time off if you haven't already through the remainder of December. You'll see a lot of readers like myself taking that break and just saying, you know what, I just need to give to myself. This is important. And, that has to be more important than monetary gain at this time. It has to be, this group has gone into the rest and digest, fight or flight, rest and digest, and really mending. So now we're in the process of mending from everything we've been through this year, but it's no longer that dark night or that energy of just having to exert so much over the course of the day and the night. It's now you just kind of are settled. There's this feeling of getting settled and just getting ready to watch the show that's about to begin. As we're seeing a lot of these so-called superpowers, a lot of these entities, if you will. And again, guys, I have to be careful with what I say on here on this platform and other platforms, but there's definitely this energy of them really trying to it's like one last ditch effort to gain control. And that is not going to work. A lot of people are like, I'm leaving Instagram. That's exactly what they want you to do if you're a truth teller. So we are here to hold it down. We are here to shine our light so bright that the darkness will not be able to penetrate Earth's core anymore. So continue to shine your light. Continue to hold your light. And do not back down because the powers that be are now just revealing everything we've known they've been doing the entire time. We've known there's been surveillance. We've known we've been watched. We know that. We know they're listening. I mean, your phone, you can think something or have a conversation about something and an ad will show up on your phone or your computer. So we know that that's happening, that surveillance has been happening. Because it's not like that's not new to us. Okay, so let's not pretend that it is. So that's all I'm going to say about that for now, but I have a lot more that I could say. I've been actually thinking about just finding another platform on which I could actually speak more freely. If you guys know of another platform, let me know. I might create a more intimate community over there. I was thinking about, I'm also thinking, really definitely thinking about doing some shorter readings on the channel and then longer readings. So there'll be extended readings that you can purchase for a minimal amount. A lot of readers do that. So I've been thinking about doing that for those of you who want to go deeper, because I go really deep in my readings. But it may just, in order for me to get more readings out on YouTube and be able to say everything that I need to say, I think it might be beneficial to have those longer readings for those who want it. And then for those who don't, you can just watch the readings that are being presented on YouTube. So either way, it's not going to be a taking away of anything that I'm already doing, just an addition. And we have this masculine energy coming in. We've been in this feminine energy in 2020 where we haven't really, our hands have been tied and we haven't really been able to do much, right? We've been held back. There's been lockdowns. There's been, you can't walk anywhere, can't do this, can't do that, can't have family gatherings. And so we haven't really been able, and a lot of small businesses have closed as a result of this pandemic. And so a lot of people have felt like, I can't do what I want to do. We haven't had the motivation to work out, right? Everything has been shifting. Everything has been changing. Everything has been sort of out of our control in many ways in the 3D, right? Operating in the matrix. And there's this energy now coming in with this Age of Aquarius, this air energy, which is going to be fast moving. It's going to see action. It's action oriented. Okay, so you're going to start feeling more energized, especially for those that are in this group that have already crossed over. For those that aren't, don't worry, we're not leaving you behind. You're coming through. We're holding space for you. We're holding it down and we're holding space. And that includes the masculines who have yet to cross this path, to cross over, to transition. So we're holding the space for the feminines and for the masculines that are still needing to do some work for whatever reason. Okay, and yes, this conjunction here, this great conjunction of beautiful, I'm getting chills, woo, of Saturn and Aquarius meeting at 0 degrees, meeting up with the star of Bethlehem in the night sky. And if you guys are interested, take a look, Google that. It's very interesting. We have the energies of a new life coming in. Being born again is what I'm hearing. It's going to feel like you wake up in 2021 and some New Year's you've woken up and you're like, well, it doesn't feel any different. It feels the same. It's not going to feel like that in 2021. It's going to feel like everything has changed overnight is what I'm hearing. And I keep on getting this vision of people literally waking up from the fog, like the fog being lifted, this energy just going away, dissipating, and everything appearing more clear. What's interesting is, let me know if you guys have been experiencing this, but my eyes, I've had trouble with, like, I need reading glasses and I've been in total denial for 2 years now. Literally, as soon as you hit 40, it's like, bam, need eyeglasses. And, and you're like, what the fuck? Because that's what they said would happen. And I was like, yeah, right. My eyes are perfect. So I do wear, when I remember to, I do wear reading glasses, but it's like my vision had gotten really distorted in just the past few weeks. I was like, what the hell is going on? And then I had this adjustment. I went to an upper cervical chiropractor who's very woke. And so I've had one adjustment. I'll go to him for 3 months and then maintain. But anyway, upper cervical, it's the atlas bone, and the atlas bone controls the brainstem. It's connected to the brainstem, which controls basically everything: your memory, your sight, your sound, your vision, your just everything that you do, breathing, respiratory. And so when that is out of balance, you can feel like, I was telling him, I said, I was getting this anger out of nowhere. And he's like, yeah, that can definitely be your Atlas bone. And so just something to think about, food for thought. I'm mainly going for my TMJ. It's actually TMD, temporomandibular disorder, but it's the joint, the TMJ, that's a joint, but everyone refers to it as TMJ, but it's actually TMD. But I've had it for a long time and it's gotten really bad in recent years. So really, really curious to see how that pans out. And I just wanted to say, where was I going with all that? Oh yeah, the eyesight, that it's like you're going to be seeing things clearly, because one of the things that I've noticed in the past few days since I had my adjustment is my eyes I'm seeing clearer. I'm not seeing perfectly, but I'm seeing much clearer. And so I think a lot of you are going to be, all of us are going to be waking up on January 1st and saying, this feels like a whole new world that I'm living in, that I'm existing in. And it's going to feel like a new version of you. It's going to feel like you've turned the page to a new chapter in your life as well. And the masks have come off. You know, once we hit the Age of Aquarius, I can't believe it's tomorrow, once we enter into that arena, that energy, that portal, the truth cannot be hidden any longer. That's why they're trying so hard to hide the truth. It can't be hidden. It's come to light. Too many people have been awakened. Too many people have been informed and educated. There's no more hiding the light. So the masks are coming completely off, and you're going to be able to see things for what and who they truly are, for good or bad. And that's going to be really refreshing, especially for the masculine energy, internal and external, within and without, because the masculine energy has been in this energy of, the distortion energy of not seeing things clearly, of not realizing that their true worth, and therefore not being able to realize the real worth of the connection and of the feminine and what he or she was offering. So that's really huge for the masculine energy. There's going to be this present moment power where we all step into this energy of just being more present with each other, being more present for every single moment that occurs. Less distractions. I see social media, the way that it's been run, fading out, kind of like, what was it? Before Facebook, there was MySpace, and that's like, it just stopped being a cool thing. People just stopped doing it. And then everyone went to Facebook. And then I've been off Facebook for a couple of years myself. I know many people that aren't on Facebook. And then you went to Instagram because it was easy, but then you still find yourself aimlessly scrolling through Instagram. And it's a way to captivate people's attention. It's a way to, in essence, steal their time and their energy. And it's true, because you compare, you compete, and it's all bullshit. Okay, it's all the glitters isn't gold. It's all bullshit on there. Look at the highlight reel of my life. I feel like we're going to come to a place here now where that stops, that ceases, and we have new platforms that are emerging, that are going to be more beneficial, and that are going to be where we can speak freely, and that are not going to be policed, and that where we can truly, truly show the truth and illuminate what is actually going on for those people who are just now going to be waking up, because people are going to be waking up in droves. Mark my words, people are going to be waking up in droves in 2021. Those people who have been on the verge or precipice of it, including the masculines, for those of you in second or third waves, probably more third waves, because second waves are awakened a little bit. First waves are totally awakened. For those third wave masculines and beyond, they're going to start to wake up. You're going to start to feel them rustling awake in 2021 and beyond. So it's very significant. And there's this energy of, this is what matters now, is this moment. Less about the energy of running towards the future, more about the energy of, what am I doing right now that's affecting my life, that can bring me more joy. Instead of having one foot in the past and one foot in the future, when I would do my mindfulness seminars and workshops for corporations, when I was doing that, I would actually demonstrate this. I'd have one foot in the past, one foot in the future. And I would say you're straddling the present moment. So you're never fully available. You're never fully there. The door isn't actually open. So this is going to be about opening that doorway and opening that pathway, and really, really, truly being able to say, I don't want to be in this conversation anymore, and exiting that conversation, or engaging fully in a conversation and being really, really excited to be where you are. You're going to be feeling there's going to be no more hiding. It's not like, if you're a Scorpio like myself, I would say, or a Virgo, because I have a lot of Virgo as well. We are truth tellers by nature. And I'm trying to think of any other signs. I would say Aries has a lot of that as well. Sagittarius searches for personal truth, so there's something to be said for that as well. But any of these signs who are very fiery, could be also Leo and Sag. I already said Sag, but yeah, Leo as well. But searching for the truth and not being able, it's like, I wear my heart on my sleeve. If I'm mad, you know it. I can't hide it. I've never been able to hide it. And so if you're like that, if you're like me, it's like, it's going to be illuminated more now more than ever. So joy will be illuminated, as will fear, as will hate, as will anger, as will, those lower level vibrations too. But they're going to be illuminated so that they can be transmuted. And I feel like when those feelings come, we're going to be able to feel them and then release them just as easily, because it's going to be coming out into the surface, coming out into the open. Feminines are going to be opening their heart more, telling the truth about more vulnerability that maybe you've been withholding from the masculine in the 5D or the 3D. A lot more truth telling in general about, a lot of you are going to find a platform on which to, and I've been saying this for a few days, on which to tell your story, on which to tell your story. You have something to say and you want to say it and you want the truth to be told. And maybe it starts with friends and family and it goes from there. But definitely you're going to be, there's going to be no more hiding. Look, the mask is off. We've got 2 cards here with the mask being off. The mask is off. It's gone. Okay? It's gone. Bye-bye. And the masculine energy, stepping into this energy of observer, being the observer. And this is going to lead to discernment. More discernment over masculine energy here. More discernment over the actions, the choices that you're making, the ideas that you have, the programs. Like realizing they've been programmed. Realizing this is not what I wanted. A lot of these masculines got themselves into marriages or situations or business partnerships where they never wanted it, but they had to do it. It was a family business, or they were expected to marry this person, or they got this person pregnant. And they quote unquote did the right thing. But in quote unquote doing the right thing, they denied themselves happiness. They denied themselves joy. They denied themselves true contentment. So these masculines are by no means content in the situations they got themselves in. And this would be your inner masculine as well. What situations have you gotten yourself in and gone, wait a minute, I could have been more observant. If the masculine energy chooses to step back during this time, they're going to realize, they're going to really see the bigger picture. They're going to realize I can take action toward my dreams now. I can, and I will step away from the situation. No more back and forth, no more oscillating between the truth and this illusion that they've created, this illusion of, well, I did the right thing. But did you really? I mean, did you really do the right thing, masculine, if you're miserable? And are you really showing your kids the right way if you're in a loveless marriage with no passion and it's just a roommate situation? Is that really and truly what you want to show? I don't think so. Masculines. I feel the masculines are going to be coming to a place where they're a lot more honest, okay, with themselves. They're a lot more honest with others. And from observing mode into action mode. And I feel like if they try to, I'm just seeing with these energies here, if they try to come to the feminines and they try to come to you like, they better come correct, because the feminine energy is going to be like, yeah, no, I don't think so. No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this where you come to me and you give me some like false hope, or you're in and out again. The feminine's going to be like, nope, there's no, the feminine is so in her power and on her throne that the masculines are really going to have to step up. And it's really about action for these feminines, especially first wavers. It's about action at this point. So I see the union energy here coming up in the Queen of Cups energy. So sometimes you can see the Queen of Cups. I see Cancerian energy there. Sometimes you can see Queen of Cups as coming up as being too motherly, being codependent, not, enmeshment, not having healthy boundaries. And I see this actually as a feminine who is emotionally strong, emotionally available, and is emotionally connected. So I'm going to look at this as a queen who is in her power. A queen who's very intuitive, very attuned to her own energies, to what works for her, and she's protective. There's sea turtle energy there, so she is protective. And the Cancerian energy is also protective. Guys, the Cancerian energy, if you have Cancer energy in you, it's definitely a mother energy. It's the energy of feeling safe in one's home, right? Feeling safe in your own space. It's the energy of really enjoying the family life and enjoying the comforts, the creature comforts of home, the hearth and the home. So this is a feminine who is offering a lot of love, a lot of comfort, a lot of devotion, and a lot of insight into this. That's what she offers. And I see that this is going to be revved up. So the divine feminine energy in all of us is really going to be revved up here as we enter the Age of Aquarius. So tell me about the masculine energy and how this is affected by the Age of Aquarius. Tell me about the masculine energy. Ooh, the Father. Wow. So this would be, is this the Emperor? Give me a second, guys. This is interesting. I feel like this is actually the Hierophant. Yeah, it's the Hierophant, but it's coming up as the Father. Why is it coming up as the Father? I'm going to actually have a look in the book. It's coming up as the Father. It's definitely Emperor energy, authority, protection, responsibility, guidance. And this is the energy of, the Yang energy, a time of decisive action, a time to take action, okay? Not a time to sit back, a time to take action. For the masculine energy, heart over head. Yes, it is heart over head because the heart is stronger than the mind. And it is definitely about overcoming fear. You can see there, he's in contemplation, but he's ready for action. He's suited up, he's ready for action. And that's cougar energy there. So say anything about cougar energy. Cougar energy, puma energy, big cat energy. I mean, there's always the strength card, but it's a gentle strength, right? With these big cats, it's actually a gentle strength. And they're learning how to operate in this new world, in this new paradigm. This is what's being opened up for them in a way where, yes, they're leaders, but they don't have to be controlling leaders. They don't have to, they're allowed to make mistakes. They're allowed to be vulnerable. So yes, they're going to step up and take charge. And there is confidence here. Okay. And there is strength, core strength, unity. This is about protecting what is rightfully his, coming to claim what is rightfully his as well. You know what? I'm coming to claim my feminine. I'm coming to claim my kingdom. Claiming his abundance as well. He's a very affectionate father. So those of you who have a DM who's a father, very affectionate energy coming through here, very loving, very caring. This is likely for those DMs who may have said, I can't leave because of the children, who use that excuse. And I'm saying it's an excuse because it's just another reason to stay. It's another reason for them not to choose themselves, okay? The children would actually benefit from having two parents who are single and apart and actually happy and whole and are not codependent on each other and who have found the love of their lives. Then they would benefit from the parents pretending that everything was okay and then finding out later, well, we only stayed together because of you. So that does more harm than good, in my opinion. And so this is about the father who's teaching his children, but realizing that he can do it in a way where he can still choose himself. It doesn't have to be one or the other. Okay, this is the head over heart card. So yeah, the masculine energy within and without, internal and external, is learning to choose the head over the heart. Sorry, the heart over the head. The heart over the head, not the head over the heart. Is stepping away from the head over the heart energy, logic and discipline and structure, and stepping more into the energy of, well, what do I believe? You know, what do I believe, and what is true for me? What is true for me? What do I feel? What do I feel? Not what do I think, but what do I feel? Give me 1 second, guys. I have a card here. I'm still learning this deck, so bear with me. Okay, we have the Three of Swords. So that usually indicates, traditionally that would indicate heartbreak, deception, betrayal, okay, breakup. In this particular deck, it comes through very differently. It comes through as studying, educating yourself, realizing your gifts and your talents. And it's really the importance of studying, the importance of learning. So this Age of Aquarius is opening up this whole realm of possibilities by studying oneself, by studying what you believe in. What are your impulses? Like, what inspires you? Okay, what are your fears? What holds you back? What drives you forward? Those are the energies that are coming up here with this Three of Swords. I really like this interpretation. You know, Swords energy is air energy, which is Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. And this is the Aquarius energy. So the air energy, moving things along, moving things forward, but it's also the mental space. So it can be the ideas that hold us back, the mental programming, the deception, this sort of simulated 3D reality that we live in. It's all sort of stored in the Swords energy. It's all sort of swirling around there. And I feel like this is going to be an astute time of study. This is going to be a time where we sort of put our heads down and we really, really, really understand who we are. It's about expanding your mind, okay? And learning and realizing that experiences are lessons, right? So instead of looking at something and say, well, poor me, why did this have to happen to me? Oh, it didn't happen to me, it happened for me. So there's going to be this energy where everyone sort of steps into this place of acknowledging, of taking accountability for yourself. Yes, I've been hurt. Yes, I've been through these situations, but I am in charge of myself. I am a powerful being. I am a free being. Okay, I'm a sovereign being. So there's sovereignty that's going to be gained from this. And it's also, I feel like the masculines more and more are going to be wanting to learn about this connection. Guys, I really do. And they're going to be, and it's never going to be, guys, I've made this mistake. It's never because the feminine's like, you should read this, you should watch this. I did that. I did all of that this year. And I only sent one article in one video, by the way. It's like I wasn't pushy, but I was trying to push that belief system on him, and I don't think he was ready. And I think it scared him. I think it astonished him. I think it may have been too much, but it's what I felt like I needed to do at the time before I realized that that wasn't actually going to help wake him up, that I could accomplish so much more by just working on myself. You can accomplish so much more by just staying in your power, guys. Staying in your power and really honoring your truth. What was that? We are creating, okay? We are creating this new reality. We are creating this new life, the water energy, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, creating, letting things flow more. You know, even though Aquarius is an air sign, a lot of people just automatically think Aquarius is a water sign. And I would get confused many times myself when I was first learning and studying astrology. Oh, it's a water sign. It's an air sign. And it represents individuality. It represents uniqueness. It represents, it's a spiritual revolution. Instead of like the industrial revolution, it's a spiritual revolution. It's the awakening. It is humanity coming together in solidarity to transform the way we think, because it's an air sign. Our ideas, the platforms on which we launch these ideas, okay? All of that is shifting, all of that is changing. There is a lot of harmonious energy here, a lot of peace being brought in with the doves. And this new creation, I mean, she's wearing white, which is very pure. So there's a purity of this energy. There's a purity in this essence. And there's definitely an energy of transformation. But there's also an energy of revival, the revival of the divine feminine, the revival of the divine masculine, the revival of the divine spirit, the revival of the divine here on earth. The masculines are going to be working on, they're working like around the clock right now is what they just showed me a clock. They're working around the clock with that Eight of Pentacles energy, guys, with burning the midnight oil to bring this union down into the physical, right? The work's been done in the 5D realms. That's why a lot of feminines are in this place where it's like, okay, I'm good. The work has been done and the stage has been set. And now the masculines are doing like the final finishing completion touches here in the 3D, where they're bringing these unions down into the 3D, grounding themselves from what's happened this year, okay? They're doing the final stages of their own healing, especially if they walked away from something this year. And the feminine energy is, again, those of you who are in this energy or who are, you will be in this energy. If you're here, you're going to find yourselves here. So not to worry. But those feminines who are holding the space, who have come to the end of a cycle, have come to that completion, are feeling electric, feeling free, right? Solar plexus is on fire, starting to get back your power, starting to get back that sense of self-worth, that identity that you may have felt like you lost this year. Like rewilding yourself, taking time, feminine, to be in nature, taking time, to connect with the ancestors, taking time to connect with those more ancient parts of yourself, realizing that you're in a meat suit, you're in this human body, but it's not who you are. It's not, it doesn't define you. It does not define you. Stay. This card has come up over and over, I think, in every reading. The power of surrender, right? Just surrendering to the path. We've already, it's been laid out. The path has been laid out. The only thing left to do now is to surrender to it. So surrender, some meditation, some quiet time, resting tomorrow if possible, taking the day off work if possible, even if you work for yourself. That's all being highlighted here. Just take your time, feminines. Rest, recuperate, recover. The resiliency has been earned. There's no need to continue sort of pounding away at it. Let me get a clarifier for that. Can we clarify resiliency? It's already been earned. It's respected. And you have your tribe to lean on now. You have your tribe. It's like the feminines have realized, especially feminines that have been in this long-term separation of any sort, they've leaned on their tribe to really get them through this year, to get them through this time. And you've been brought to the edge of, you've been brought to the very edge of your sanity on this journey. You've been brought to the edge of the places you thought you could go in your head and your heart. You've been brought to the edge of your very own existence. Like, it's like you've said many times, feminines, I can't take anymore. I'm done. I want off this journey. Because it just took you to such extremes and such depths that you didn't know if you could survive. But you did. You did. And it allowed you, or if it hasn't, it is going to allow you to open your heart that much more. Those feminines who are in this energy have started to open up again in the 5D to their masculines. They've started to feel the heart opening, because when you're in this place, your heart is closed off. You can't see clearly. You cannot see. You're just, it's like a storm cloud has been following feminines, for the majority of this year, and the masculines too. And when that gets opened up, when the sky is clear, when the storm clears and the waters aren't so choppy, the waters are calmer, you come to this place where you're like, you know what? I have been brought to the edge of my existence. I have been brought to the edge of the realm of possibility. And I survived. And I came back, and I came back more myself than ever before. You're a changed person, feminine, but you've changed for the better. Even if you can't see it yet or can't feel it yet, your heart is going to crack open. So let's go ahead and finish up this reading with the Divine Animals Oracle. Tell me more about this Age of Aquarius spirit, this great conjunction. Tell me more. Tell me more. Feminine energy, please. Masculine energy. The great white horned owl, or that's not horns, but the great owl, wisdom. Yeah, the feminine has gained much wisdom over the course of this year, and going into, feminines, it's like, again, it's like you're being born again. You're being like, owls are present. That's how they're able to hunt. That's how they're able to protect themselves. They're also, I believe, an apex predator, I believe. But they're able to be so present that it's like nothing escapes them, nothing can harm them, and they don't miss anything. They miss nothing. Feminines, you've missed nothing this year, but it's also been exhausting. And so I feel like now you can use this energy of owl to really, to inform yourself, but it doesn't mean you have to act on everything that you've learned, on all of the new ideas. I think you can take action when the time is right, especially if you still feel like you're healing. So while the feminine embraces this owl energy, the masculine energy is embracing chameleon energy, change, beautiful masculines, and transformation. Look, 2 cards of transformation. I can't make this up. Wow. So the masculine energy is going to undergo a lot of transformation. That's really exciting, guys. That's really exciting to see and hear, especially when we have 2 cards, literally out of a whole deck here, out of a whole deck, and we get 2 cards, change and transformation. The masculines are changing the way they perceive themselves, which is in turn going to change the way they show up in the world, the way that it's going to change your connection. And a lot of feminines are feeling this. Sea otter is also very playful, very smart, very intelligent, very curious. They're going to be curious about their surroundings. They're going to be curious about these changes they're undergoing. They know that they're undergoing changes, guys. They're very aware of this. So let's get one more card here for the union energy. Connection. Tarantula, connection. Let's see what the book says about this. This is also one of my newer books. Tarantula. 43. I said 43. Oh, 13. That's a lucky number. It's time to bring together disparate aspects of your life. Everything is connected. When you are afraid or unsure, it is important to know that you are never alone. You can do magic. We all can. Wow. So this is about connecting all parts of yourself, coming back home to yourself, and not allowing, I love this visual, not allowing parts of yourself to be led astray, coming back home, bringing all parts, calling in your soul fragments, I'm hearing as well, from all experiences, people, lifetimes. Can you imagine, though, being that close to a tarantula? No. Just no. No, thank you. Nope. And then we have beauty swan. So seeing the beauty in all things. You see how she's blindfolded. It's like the feminine's been blindfolded to how beautiful she is. She's a natural beauty, and the masculine sees this. So this to me is the energy of the feminine really honoring the beauty, and honoring the beauty of this connection, especially in regards to, because it's felt like it's brought so much pain. Because it takes us to those places inside of ourselves that we're not ready to see. So to me, this is about realizing that beauty is all around us. You just have to open your eyes. And this is also about connecting to nature, realizing that, you know, if you guys have studied Greek mythology, I studied it my freshman year of college. It's really interesting. You'll know that Apollo was the Greek god of light, music, healing, and prophecy. And he was most closely linked with the swan element. So you think about like music and healing and light and how that pertains to these connections and how that pertains to, you know, being able to really honor everything you've been through with your counterpart. And even finding a place to honor the pain. Because the pain, you know, what is it? The wound is where the light enters. Rumi said that. The wound is where the light enters. Open your eyes up to see all of the possibilities, all of the beauty that exists in the world. Maybe it's just in one flower. Maybe it's in your animal's eyes, your pet's eyes, or your child's eyes. Maybe it's in the sun rising or setting. It's in the waves crashing in the ocean, right? It's in the snow falling down on the mountains. Whatever it is, find that beauty in those smaller things, so to speak, which are actually the real things that matter, the bigger things. So it's about beauty and connection. This great conjunction is bringing in beauty and connection into these connections and into your life. And knowing that the beauty in this, it's also restoring, I'm hearing the beauty in the connection, restoring the beauty, the magic and the love inside of these connections. So let's get one more card. I know I said one more, but let's get one more. Yeah. So this is for those twins who have really committed to going the distance and being on this journey. Yeah, it says definitely a change in the wind. Change in the wind is happening. We know that, and wind being air. So yeah, Aquarius energy here, bringing in this change, bringing in this big change, but it feels really good. It feels light. It feels like it's going to blow out everything everything that's been heavy, everything that's brought us pain, everything that's brought us numbness, everything that's brought us fear, everything that's scared us, everything that has broken our hearts. That's all being literally whoosh. It's being whooshed away. And in its place, we're going to be restored with faith. This is cheetah energy, the fastest land animal, being able to go the distance, okay? Being able, like realizing, again, I've said this before, this is not a sprint, okay? This is a marathon. So I'm going to leave you guys at that. These are the energies for the great conjunction that are coming in. I send you guys a lot of love, a lot of power, and happy solstice. Happy solstice tomorrow. I may do another video tomorrow on the solstice, and we'll see. So stay tuned, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in these past few days. Stay tuned. I'll be delivering a lot more messages to you guys through the end of the year. I love you guys so much. Take care.